Well, hello. This is Group 3, and let's dive into the bar graphs. Good day, mathematicians and learners. In this video, we will be exploring the basics of bar graphs and their components and how to use them and create them effectively and examples of when and how to use them. Considering that bar graphs are one of the most commonly used visual representation of data, offering a straightforward and intuitive way to compare different categories or groups, whether you are representing sales figures, survey results, or demographic data. And apart from that, bar graphs provide a clear and concise way to convey information so that therefore at the end of this lesson or in this video, you have the skills and knowledge to create informative and visually appealing bar graphs for your own projects. So let's get started.
Before we start our discussion about bar graph, let us learn the history behind it. Let us go back at circa 1759. On September 22, 1759, Scottish engineer and political economist William Playfair was born. He is generally considered the founder of graphical methods of statistics. William Playfair invented four types of diagrams, namely the line graph, the bar graph, the pie graph, and the circle graph. Playfair's main achievement lies primarily in his innovation in the presentation of quantitative information by means of graphs and charts. But he was not the first one to come up with the idea. Already in 1765, Joseph Priestley had created the innovations of the first timeline charts, in which individual bars were used to visualize the lifespan of a person to compare the lifespans of multiple persons. These timelines directly inspired by William Playfair's invention from the bar chart, which appeared in his commercial and political atlas published in 1786. Actually, Playfair was driven to this invention by a lack of data. He had already collected data about the import and export from different countries over the years, which he presented as line graph. Because he lacked the necessary series of data for Scotland, he graphed its trade data for a single year at 1781, a series of bars, one for each Scotland trading partners. Fun fact about William Playfair and his invention of the bar graph and chart is that his inspiration reportedly came from observing the patterns and shapes of the windows in the buildings of Edinburgh, Scotland. Legend has it that while walking through the city, Playfair noticed how the windows of various buildings were arranged and how their size varied. This observation sparked his idea to use similar visual representation to illustrate data in a more accessible and understandable way. So, in a way, the streets of Edinburgh played a role in shaping the history of data visualization. Moving on 20 years later, and we finally get to William Playfair, who again utilizes bar charts in his publication to show import and export of Scotland. This is the first example of numerical data being split into discrete groups and plotted as bars, and hence the reason William is credited the invention of the bar chart. Up until today, we utilize William Playfair's bar graph by incorporating it into a presentation on global economic trends, showcasing clear visual representation of data to facilitate better understanding and decision making. Playfair's innovative visualization techniques continue to shape how we communicate complex information effectively.
Today, we're diving into the world of data visualization. And what better way to start than with the mighty bar graph? A bar graph is like a visual storyteller, representing data in a clear and concise manner. Each bar stands tall, ready to convey valuable information. The length of each bar corresponds directly to the value it represents, whether it's sales figures, population growth, or survey responses. The height of the bar speaks volumes. What's fascinating about bar graphs is their versatility. They can compare different categories or track changes over time with ease. Just shift your gaze from one bar to the next, and you'll see the story unfold. With their simplicity and clarity, bar graphs are a staple in presentations, reports, and research papers. They bridge the gap between raw data and meaningful insights, making complex information accessible to all. So, next time you encounter a bar graph, remember, it's more than just a collection of lines and rectangles. It's a powerful tool ready to paint a vivid picture of the data it holds.
Definition of forms. Bars. The rectangles drawn on the bar chart. Bar graph are the pictorial representation of the imaginary horizontal axis, also known as the x-axis. This axis typically represents the categories of data being compared. Vertical axis, also known as the y-axis. This axis represents the values and frequencies of the categories. It is usually numerical. Group bar graph, also called the cluster bar graph, which is used to represent the discrete value more than one object that shares the sum outcome. Stack bar graph, also called the composite bar chart, which divides the aggregate into different parts. Rectal bar graphs. Group data are represented in a graph or chart with a long numbers. Lastly, horizontal bar graphs. Group data are represented in a chart with a long bars.
So you now know the description and the history of bar graphs. And now let's proceed on how to make a bar graph. So step 1. Decide the scale and interval for your numerical values. The scale refers to the counting sequence we will place on the axis. For smaller values, we simply go with the counting sequence 1, 2, and 3. But for larger values, we can also pick a counting sequence with some interval of numbers between each value. For example, 5, 10, and 15. Step 2. Label the horizontal and vertical axes to describe the information. Here, we are drawing a vertical bar graph, so we will place the categorical data on the x-axis and the numerical values on the y-axis.
Step number 3. Draw a bars to each corresponding category. For example, in this bar graph, which is the title is School Supplies Students Use. So there are 8 pencils, and then you can draw a rectangle over the pencil category with a length of rectangle as 8 units. So similarly, draw other bars to its corresponding category with the same width as the first bar. And in step 4, lastly, label the graph with a title. So in this lower part, there are the title, which is pencil, scale, pen, sharpener, and eraser.
Problems in bar graph. The following bar graph depicts the results of 5 students in an examination. Letter A. Who scored the highest marks among the 5 students? Letter B. Among the 5 students, who scored the same mark as Christine?
Number 1 solution for the letter A, that Jennifer scored the highest marks. As you can see here in the bar graph, that Jennifer has 96 marks obtained. For the letter B solution, that Catherine scored the same mark as Christina, because as you can see here in the graph, that both Catherine and Christine has 48 marks obtained.
So for our next sample problems, examine the graph below carefully and answer the following questions. The graph depicts the results of the school's students. Letter A. Which year has the smallest difference between the number of kids who passed and those who failed? Letter B. In the last 5 years, what was the average number of kids who failed in school? Letter C. How many times have the same number of kids failed?
Number 2 solution for the letter A, the number of pupils who passed versus those who failed for the respective years are given below. To solve this, we need to subtract the year of 1991 to 1992, so we have 150 minus 100 equals 50. Then we subtracted the year of 1992 to 1993, so we have 200 minus 100 equals 100. Then we subtracted the year of 1993
solve, the average is 450 divided by 5 equals 90.
For the number 2 solution, letter C, according to our visual observation here, the
As a
number of
result,
students
the average is
in the year
450
1994
divided by
to
5 equals 90.
the year 1992 to 1993, the year 1994 to 1995, and the year 1995 to 1996 is the same. As a result, in letter C, the answer is 4.
So for the final sample problem, A, which of the letter A, B, C, D, E, and F has the highest value? Letter B, which of the following is greater? A plus D or B plus E?
For the number 3, letter A solution, among the given letters of A, B, C, D, E, and F, D has the maximum value of 350. For the letter B solution, on the given data, we can calculate the following, that A plus D. So we have 250 plus 350 equals 600. So for the B plus E, we have 300 plus, as you can see here, we have 275. So B plus E equals 575. Therefore, for the letter B, A plus D is greater when compared to B plus E.
In conclusion, a bar graph is a highly effective tool in data visualization. Its ability to clearly represent and compare data across different categories makes it a popular choice of many fields, including businesses, science, and education. By displaying data in a visual format, bar graph makes complex information more accessible and understandable, allowing for easier analysis and interpretation. Whether you're comparing sales figures over several quarters, analyzing survey results, or tracking changes over time, a bar graph can provide valuable insights that help in decisions making and problem solving. Its simplicity, versatility, and effectiveness underscore the importance of bar graphs in data presentation and analysis.
Co-members and I would like to thank you for listening, and here are the references.